Hey, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this live interview. And we have got Cathy. Yeah, you're going to get sick and tired of seeing all of us today, really. It's a double whammy today. So thank you for joining us and being with us. So,
Thank
Cathy,
you for
how are
having me.
you?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, so has it been a fun day for you?
It's been an interesting one, and I have actually really enjoyed it.
Oh, good, good.
Yeah.
So, what was the highlight of apart from obviously kind of coming being alongside me? What was the highlight of your day then this morning? So,
It's just been a different day. I've been online all day, which has been very. It's hard on your eyes, isn't it?
yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm
definitely.
starting to feel tired now. But no, it's been really good because I've had lots to look forward to. I
Great.
enjoyed this morning, and then I had a wonderful few hours with my daughter-in-law online, teaching her to crochet, and then church at 5, and now this. So it's
I
great.
know it's back to back kind of stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really. So how long you been crocheting then?
Oh gosh, since I was about 13 or 14.
Oh, so a good while. So good
Not long.
60, 60, 70 kind of years. I can say that because he is older than me by a year, 11
11
months,
months.
something like that. Yeah, it's just my claim to fame, that is really. Okay, well, I'm really pleased that you have joined us tonight, and so tell us about your journey so far. So how have you become a Christian? How did you get your faith? What kind of what are those influences in your life what's kind of done that for you?
Well, I was brought up in a Christian household, um, went to church, really enjoyed Sunday school. But then when I hit my teens,
Hmm.
there wasn't actually, where I was at church, there wasn't much for the youth. But at that point, I'd started running competitively for Avon and Somerset, as it
Really?
was
Wow.
back then.
Okay.
So that took up my weekends, right up until I joined the military. Um, and then I got to go to church. There was a lot of input in the military. You know, you are encouraged to go as well as I wanted to go, and that just carried on for my years in the military.
Yeah.
And then I moved to Western 21 years ago.
Okay.
Um, and I, before I found a church, I took up post as a Brownell at
Oh,
the
right.
Locking Castle Brownie Pack. And yeah, and that was
Wow.
back when Locking Castle Church was in the hut down the other end of the estate.
It was that where the Tesco Express is
Yeah,
now. All
yeah,
right. So
yeah,
it's down that end. Yeah.
yeah. So I was Brownell there,
Right.
and then I sort of started going to church a little bit, and
Hmm.
felt I'd found my church, and was getting very excited about move the church having a brick building in the
Okay.
future.
So you were part of the foundation of the building then, really.
Well, sort of. I was on the committee,
You were on the committee. Okay. Well,
yeah,
let's
but
see a committee as yeah.
representing
That's good.
the guiding side of things. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, there was a journey there.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay.
so yeah, that was really good. And then my journey in church was sort of, I tended to go to the 9:15 services with
Okay.
Suzanne Pierce. We used to go most
Your
mornings.
partner in crime. Yeah. I know. Yeah.
Yeah, we enjoyed that. And Andy and I were married in Locking Castle Church.
All right. Is
Uh,
that in the brick building or in the shed?
and we were one of the first
All right.
earlier weddings. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Great.
Not the first. I have met the lady who was the first. And then the children have all been christened there.
Hmm. Yeah.
And then Joe and Anya more recently were baptized. That was quite an exciting, emotional day.
Yes, I bet it was.
But yeah, and then a friend of mine started at church, who you all know, Caroline, and we went on a bit of a journey together. We were in the same life group, and our faith deepened. Um, Everything became much clearer,
Yes.
and Emily was in our life group as well. So actually, there was three of us on a very similar
Mm.
journey,
Mm.
and well, the rest is sort of history. But you know what happens? God sends you on a roller coaster, and I would say certainly the 4 years before I got my role at church,
Yeah.
uh, I was on a roller coaster that became like the biggest, scariest roller coaster ever in that final year before I took up post.
So that was when I got you involved in the youth work and just kind of helping out, just signing people in and things like that, wasn't it? So
Well, it was bizarre because you didn't directly ask me, I remember rightly.
no, I
I
just kind of
just,
just
I
said,
just
yeah, just kind
said,
of hold it
yeah. And
out.
I'd never helped out in youth before because I had teenage boys. I just needed to stay away from it. I had enough youth at home. Um, but then all of a sudden, I felt a real calling and a pull to be there. I felt I was needed there to support you, and needed there because God had a plan and I didn't have a clue what it was at that point. So, yeah, and that was when the roller coaster got faster and bigger.
Yes. So when was the defining moment for you then? What made your faith kind of, because when you grow up in faith, it's when did it become really real for you? Because you take on your parents' faith, you kind of, or you just kind of go with that. When was the defining moment for you to really go, yeah, this is for me and I believe myself, rather than piggybacking on your parents' faith in that sense?
Probably around when I met Andy, really.
Okay.
Um, I I think this is something that I really want the youth to hear, because you go through a phase, some people
Yes.
do, of drifting away,
Yeah.
and it can be caused by going to uni. I left home and I went into the military, and I moved a lot,
Mm.
so that sort of, it took me away, but I knew where my heart was.
Mm.
um,
Well,
but
it's like a distraction. All the
yeah,
things which were going on, there were a kind of
yeah,
distraction which pulled you away a little bit, maybe.
yeah. And my distraction went on for quite a long time because I moved around a lot. I did lots of different things. But then when I met Andy, all of a sudden I settled.
Yeah.
I was grounded and I could really feel God in this. He was in the gym from the moment Andy asked me to marry him.
Yeah.
I even remember a conversation with God, between God and I about this, where I was going.
Mm.
And that then I went on that journey. And then around the time of the couple of years before I got my role at church,
Mm.
I went on another journey. And there were a lot of dreams, a lot of conversations with Andy, and prayer, and so much going on that it took me a while to realize. And then at that point, I realized the whole journey I've been on from the day I was born,
Mm.
I gained life skills that have now played a part in where I'm at. So I've heard people sometimes say, if they've come to faith later on, they say, I regret I never found it before. And
Yes.
I mean, we've recently had conversations with people about that, and I've learnt now not that there is no regret. I was on a journey and I learnt so much about myself, about people, about life. I brought up five children. Um, and my mum and dad were just inspirational in my life as well. So yeah, it's just been a massive journey, but I just want the youth to know Jesus will always be in your heart, that on the whole of your journey, whether you're coming to church or moving away or just, whatever you decide to do, he will play a massive part
Yes.
in every decision you make. So don't ever brush it off. Listen to every dream, every conversation. But yeah, mine was that real roller coaster stage. Before, sort of the 4 or 5 years before I got my role, I just at Locking Castle Church, I just really felt like that.
Yes, it's
Jesus.
part of your kind of yeah, DNA, as it were. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
We got Louisa Thomas. She said, "Good evening, Cathy and Andy. Lovely to
Hi,
hear
Louisa.
more of Cathy's life story together tonight." So that's really cool. Yeah.
You'd say it's long because I'm old,
Well, yes.
older by 11 months. Yeah.
So yeah, older by 11 months. That's all. So during this time we're in at the moment, this kind of rather strange time,
Mm.
how has your faith kind of helped you in this, and what have you learnt in this time so far?
Um, well, I went through quite a big thing a couple of nearly 2 years ago now, when my mum died suddenly, and that has had bearing on everything that's happened since then. I can remember being asked about, um, have I still got faith, because my mum had died suddenly. And I answered straight away, and I just said, well, yeah, it's got stronger. I feel so much closer. And I, yes, I did plough into work, but work was where I wanted to be. Church. I wanted to be close to God to help me through this. And the same thing, everything that's happened since then, I really feel that where my faith deepened so much during that quite traumatic moment in my life has helped on all of this, and it's certainly helped through this. And these 3 months have been surreal.
Certainly have been surreal.
Yeah, I've done things that I never dreamt I could even do, like working all the technology in my house without you. I can do it.
Well, I wouldn't say all the technology. You're still the odd kind of thing. Andy, can you help me with this? Something along those lines, really. But no, you're doing really well. You're getting better.
Yeah. And I
So
think this, what I've noticed is I've been able to package anxieties
yeah,
and learn a lot more about myself, a lot more about my relationship with God, because I've had so much time to spend in His Word,
yes,
doing my creative journaling, and being in my garden, and trying to make up for some of the other ways that I find a connection. I found new ways, so I feel really blessed
great, great.
to have been given that time to be creative. Yeah, just it is
Great.
surreal.
Yeah. So what is that? again, what is a defining moment which you've found in this time so far? Yeah, what is it? What's kind of making it almost worthwhile being in this time?
Because I've been forced into being still, resting in God.
Yeah.
It's certainly given us a lot of conversation over the few months of re-evaluating
Hmm.
things. Um, uh, I mean, I don't know how many people know how much we do, but we were out most nights of the week with the youth or the children, and doing different groups and the things we plan and do. And I feel like we all of a sudden it stopped.
Yes. And it was really strange at the beginning when it all stopped, and you're just going to go, "What do I do with my time now?" Kind
Yeah.
of thing.
But we found so much to fill it because we're workers, we're doers. But yeah, I've learned to be still in my house. I was never able to do that. I had to go away on holiday
Mm.
to
To the
climb a
mountains, yeah,
mountain.
yeah, climb the mountains,
Yeah,
yeah.
to do that. Whereas I've learnt now to love my home, my garden, my children, my
Just a
husband.
little. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So I did have a question which was formulating on my mind, but it's gone now again. So this is the senior moments of coming towards the end of the day, and
See, Sunday
so
nights will never change for us. We will be completely.
oh, it's just crazy. This is it's really quite embarrassing when your mind just goes blank and because you got distracted with something. But
Should I ask
yeah.
myself a question?
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Oh, it's there. It's on the tip of my tongue. But it's yeah, it will come. It's if I don't think about it, it will come along. So what are the kind of future kind of plans then you got cooking at the moment? What do you feel the Lord is calling you to do next?
I do feel he is definitely telling us we've still got to be still. We've still got to. We've got a lot of opportunity here to spend time in His Word and also talk to the young people about this as well. I absolutely love these guys, but they do tickle me when they say, at the moment, with the things we're doing with them, and you get a remark like, "Well, I've been too busy." Like,
Right.
okay. Now I
Yeah.
am a
How can you
busy
be too
person.
busy?
Yeah,
Well, I suppose yeah. Yeah,
I'm a
it's
busy
like too
person.
busy watching YouTube
Yeah,
or kind of watching Netflix
yeah.
or something along
Well,
those
this is it.
lines.
I've got two in this house doing just that.
Yeah.
I've got my older children who I'm lucky to get a phone call a year from them, and now I'm getting one or two a day or a week, and I'm loving that. So, yeah, I'm not massively thinking forward. I'm still, the story you told this morning about the strawberry,
Right.
I'm still accepting that we're living in that strawberry moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think when you accept that and you can gently then journey to coming out of it the other side, however it's going to look, we just don't know.
Because
And
it's
what
yeah.
we've left behind, we probably won't go back to,
True,
you know.
true.
So
Because there is the danger of rushing back into something which and putting it all back together and stuff like that without really kind of seeing where we come from. Because I know some would say, oh, yeah, this isn't what God wants to happen and stuff like that. But we need to take advantage of when we have space like this to process where we're going and what we're doing and finding out what the priority is. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the question what was floating around,
Yeah.
and the kind of what is your priority, do you feel now, what you find in this time at the moment? How's your priorities shifted a little bit?
Um, well, I feel God's given me that opportunity to spend time with myself and with Him, which I think has been really important. And now moving forward, um, I'm a part of me is desperate to go back to, being with the children, being with the young people, and some of the fun things we did was
Yes,
amazing.
yeah, that was good
And
fun.
I'm not saying we won't have that out the other side. We definitely will. We will have some great times on our faith journeys together.
Hmm.
But I think I'm being empowered and strengthened at the moment by God, by resting, by all the amazing things He's given me at home and in the garden and on my walks, feeling that I don't have to be on top of a mountain only to
Hmm.
connect with Him.
Hmm. Yeah, it's
Um,
great.
so I think the personal opportunities have been great,
Hmm.
which we always worry that we're being a bit selfish, don't we? So we won't admit to things like that. And I'm really guilty of that. I put everyone before myself. But it's as if He said, now come on, think of yourself for
Yes.
once and just rest
Hmm.
and just, and I've still been busy. I've had other things to do in the 3 months, but I'm not running about. I'm not driving
It's
everywhere.
the hurry, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
the hurry going from
that's
this thing to and just this slower pace. I know not everyone has experienced this slower pace because some are working, yeah, they're key workers, all those kind of things,
yeah,
and some have been furloughed, all those kind of, and so it's a kind of strange mix of all different experiences, but
yeah,
they all kind of shape who we are personally and our relationship with the Lord.
yeah. And it was being able to come into this. I know for Andy and I at the beginning, it was like packaged up in worry because he's self-employed and what are we going to do, and the children at home, and I've been very blessed that I've still got my role. So how are we going to make it all work? And actually we within a couple of weeks we just left it all to God, really. We sort of released those worries and anxieties and and there were so many, from money through to how are we going to do this, to them worrying about other people,
Mm.
not seeing our family. Yeah, I mean, I've been separated from 3 of my children, not being able to see them at all, but then they phone me more. So it's not so bad, it's,
Mm.
so yeah, I think we've all learnt a lot from this,
Mm.
and I'm feeling very rested in the moment,
Mm.
but quietly planning.
Yes, of what the next kind of
Yeah,
things, because you've got to kind of have some kind of thought of what the possible
yeah.
without missing out on this moment now.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's
At the
the kind of
moment,
thing.
it's got branches,
Yeah.
because we don't know when or how we can do things. So I've sort of got a few different options and ideas that whatever we're doing, well, whatever we did has flowed into now. Whatever we're doing now will flow into the next
It's like
without.
catching the wave, isn't it? It's that kind of motion at the moment, because we don't know what's going on. We are responding to. So it's almost being more flexible at the moment, because we
Yeah.
kind of just going to go with the flow somewhat, really.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. And these are all things that have been hard for me. I'm an organized person. I'm an organizer.
Yes, I know. I couldn't do some of the things without you, really, kind of, because that's not my forte is organisation. So I do value your that is your gifting. So yeah, we have our giftings which complement to one another in what we do. So yeah, so
Yeah,
it's quite fun.
definitely. Definitely.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you some rather random kind of questions here. Okay, so. Um, if you could visit any place in the world, where would you choose, and where would you choose to go, and why?
Um, I've been to a few places with the military, but I have never, traveling abroad doesn't have massive appeal to me because I absolutely love this country. But if I had an opportunity like that, I would like to go to India.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm. Why India then?
I am fascinated by the different ways of life,
Yeah.
the food, the culture. They cook from scratch. They do all the things I really love, but also you've got the hardships as well, and yeah, just the color of the place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Well, hopefully. Well, you never know. You might get a chance to go. so,
I
so
don't know.
you never know. You never know. No, never say never. So what really annoys you? Because I know this show. What really annoys you? Go on. Go for it.
Anyone called Andy?
Anyone called Andy?
I don't know. Actually, I should really change that to two Andys because I know lots of Andys.
Yeah, I just hear. Yeah, look at you've just kind of winded him. I think it's just kind of. So for those who don't know, Andy's husband. Well, yeah, I mean Cathy's husband, not Andy's husband. Cathy's husband is called Andy as well. So it's quite interesting when she's talking about Andy, her husband, and people going,
No one knows who I'm talking.
yeah. They're thinking of me, but no, no.
And then when I'm talking about something and I say Andy, and they're like, "What? Andy's at church?"
Right. If they made a movie of your life, okay, which actor would you want to play you?
Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts. Yeah, Mary Poppins, practically perfect in every way, kind of thing. So is that what you?
Julia
Oh,
Roberts.
Julia Roberts. Oh, not no. Sorry, I got the wrong one.
Andrew.
Oh, so you're talking about, yeah, I know who you mean now. The smile, yeah.
Yeah.
She's got a great smile and a good pair of legs, which I know. So anyway, so yeah, that Julie Roberts. It's not. Why did I think it's Julie Andrews? That's it. What did I think of Julie Andrews for? Well, maybe I think you're just practically perfect in every way. Kind of maybe is that's the reason why. But anywho, what is the one goal you'd like to accomplish during your lifetime?
Oh, what would I like to accomplish during my lifetime? Just to that everyone I meet, I make them happy, and yeah, I just I love people being happy
Hmm,
and
that's great.
loving each other, and yeah,
Well, if you could
yeah.
make that your goal, that'd be quite amazing to actually make people, happy. So, okay, so we're gonna go for the quick fire round now. Okay, so it's just so what is your favourite word?
My favorite word. Mountain.
Mountain. What is your least favourite word apart from Andy?
And actually, mum.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah,
I've been
well,
hearing it a
yeah, when
lot
you get
lately.
mum, this, mum, yeah, I can see that. Okay, what motivates you?
Oh, I I would say the dogs.
The dogs, okay. What demotivates you?
If I didn't have dogs.
What sound or noise do you love?
Oh, peace and quiet.
Okay, so
Can I,
what
can I
sound?
have that one?
Well, you can have that one because it's not
When,
really a sound, but it's a lack of sound, really.
yeah,
I
when
suppose
it's quiet, you can hear the
the
birds
birds.
and the breeze or the water. Or
Hmm.
have you noticed how it that the first part of this these 3 months?
Yes, it was really quiet, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You could hear the even the air was fresher. It felt.
Oh, it was just
Yeah,
beautiful.
it was quite amazing, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
what noise, sound or noise do you hate apart from mum?
Well, it is actually, Mum.
Okay, so what did your
And you're screaming.
and you're screaming? Well, yeah, so I can think vouch for that one. So, what is your comfort food?
Green and black's chocolate.
Yeah, green and black chocolate. What is your hobby? Well, I think you already know what your
Oh, well,
hobby
I've
is.
got lots of hobbies.
Okay, what's your favourite hobby?
Oh, you can't do that to me. I love them all. I love hiking. I love caravanning. I love crocheting. I love
Crochet.
my
Yeah.
Bible journaling. I've got into it even more now. And my new, I've always loved this, but never really had time to get into it. But gardening.
Ah. Okay. Well, I've got some things here. Yes, I can relate to Cathy about putting everyone else first and me last. That's Louisa.
Oh, yes.
Maybe organised, but always late for skate club. That's true. True. And Jonah Lovage.
I,
Oh.
Louisa, I'm organised. I don't want to do all the lifting. It's plans that I
That's
make.
what it is. You just miss out all the lifting. Yeah. So and Jonah Loveridge says, "What would be your dream come true?"
What would be my dream come true?
That's a great question.
I think for every mum, it's that your children are happy,
Mm,
not necessarily successful or but just happy with their lives.
mm. Great, great. Okay, so what job would you like to have apart from the one you've already got?
I've always wanted to be a farmer.
All right, that's interesting. I didn't know
That
that one, so that's a new
yeah,
one to me. All right.
always all my life I wanted to be a farmer.
Okay, and this is the last question for you, okay? So, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive in heaven?
You did good.
Yay, yes, excellent, great. Well, Cathy, it's been a pleasure kind of finding out more that you want to be a farmer and stuff like that. It's really quite interesting. So, really appreciate
I've
you
nearly
coming
got
on.
the farm.
Yeah, so yeah, you got the chickens out there, and there's so yeah, it's just kind of finding all the other animals now, really. So yeah, so I really appreciate you coming on and being interviewed. It's been a
Thank
pleasure. It's been
you.
great fun. Yeah, so thank you. And so we're going to talk about what's happening this week. So we're going to say
Thank
goodbye
you
to
very
you. Thank
much.
you. All right,
Bye.
bless you, and right. So oh no, you don't want me in front of you, so I'm going to put that there. There we are. Right, you don't want me in front. So this week we have got our Zoom games evening for the young people. So that's going to be Thursday nights, 7 p.m. on Zoom. So if you want to the link for that, please get in contact with me or just find us on the Facebook page and join us on there on LC Youth. So yeah, we're going to have great fun. We've got a bomb disposal kind of electronic game. It's going to be fun and some other great crazy games. So please join us 7 o'clock on Thursday night, and it's going to be all on Zoom. So thank you. So it's been a pleasure. Thank you for joining us, all those who have been watching, and thank you for your questions as well. So I will see you soon. Thank you. Bye.